Hi everyone, it is alenajingle, and today I'm here with video number 9 in the series I'm doing right now, which is less popular alternatives to the top 100 girl names of the year 2014 in the US. And in this video I'm going to be talking about names 60 through 56. At number 60 in the year 2014 was the name Serenity. This is an English name that of course means tranquility or peacefulness, amazing meaning. I definitely really associate this name with Sailor Moon, the main character, and several of her relatives and ancestors were named Serenity in this, and I have met several little celebrities before. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in the year 1997 and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2009, so it has been popular for a few years now. My first Serenity alternative I have is Serene. This is of course an English name that means peaceful, the trim, healthy mama craze that's going on. It was founded by two sisters and their names are Pearl and Serene. I love those names together. In Monaco and Liechtenstein, they call royalty his or her serene highness. I find that very fascinating. It is otherwise extremely uncommon in the US, and I think someone who likes Serenity might like Serene, of course, because of that similar look and meaning. My next Serenity alternative I have is Felicity. This is an English name that means happiness, of course. There was a popular 90s TV show called Felicity. Felicity Newman is the name of one of the American Girl dolls. There are, of course, beautiful British actress Felicity Jones and American actress Felicity Huffman. Felicity King is the name of one of the main characters from Road to Avonlea. I loved watching that when I was little. And Felicity Smoke is the name of the main character from the TV show Arrow. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in 1997 and is now ranked at 497, so it is being used but isn't popular right now. And I think someone who likes Serenity might like Felicity for that similar sound and because they're both virtue names. And my last Serenity alternative is definitely going to be my most unique and brave choice, but I think it is wonderful, and that is Tranquility. This is of course an English name that means peacefulness or serenity. This is the name of a town in California, but it is extremely rare as a name otherwise, but I think it is very usable because Quill would be a sweet, accessible nickname, and I even think the name Quinn, which is rising in popularity and is a name loved by many people, could be used as a nickname for this as well. Of course, I think someone who likes Serenity might like Tranquility because they have the same meaning and a similar sound. At number 59 in the year 2014 was the name Madeline with this spelling. This is an English variant of Magdalene, which means tower. This is the name of one of the Gosselin twins from the show K+8, and names beginning with M-A-D are very in right now. There are 3 of them just within the top 100 girl names: Madeline, Madeline, and Madison, and this name was in the top 1,000 girl names every year except for 1966 through 1985 and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2008. My first Madeline alternative I have is Mandolin. This is of course the name of a pear-shaped stringed instrument, and the name mandolin comes from the Italian word mandolino, which means almond. This name is extremely rare as a first name, but I definitely think it's very usable because of its similarity to Madeline, and of course I think someone who likes Madeline might like mandolin for that similar look and sound. My next Madeline alternative I have is Maryland. This is an English name that means Queen Henriette Maria's land. Maryland was of course named for that queen, and this is of course the name of one of the states in the US, and I was actually born in that state. Marilyn, M-A-R-I-L-Y-N, would probably be a more instinctive choice to make if you're wanting that sound, but I personally find it dated because I know lots of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s named Marilyn. I think someone who likes Madeline might like Maryland for the similar look and sound. And my last Madeline alternative I have is, of course, Madeline. This is the French form of Magdalene, which means tower. There is a music group named Lily and Madeline that I absolutely adore. Those are the names of the 2 sisters who sing in it. Of course, Madeline is the name of a small French dessert as well. Actor Madeline Carroll was from Hitchcock's The 39 Steps, and the author of A Wrinkle in Time was named Madeline L'Engle. There's also a current Princess Madeline of Sweden. I think this name is so beautiful. This was in the top 1,000 girl names every year but 1960 through 1985 and is now ranked at 283. And of course, I think someone who likes Madeline might like Madeline for that similar sound and meaning. At number 58 in the year 2014 was the name Caroline. This is a French feminine form of Carl that means free man. Actress Caroline de Vernis was from the movie Hannibal. Sabrina the Teenage Witch has an actress Caroline Rhea, and there's a Princess Caroline of Monaco. President JFK's daughter is named Caroline Kelly, and there is a famous tennis player named Caroline Wozniacki. There are lots of literary associations with this name, a couple of which are Caroline Bingley from Pride and Prejudice, and one of the main characters in the Vampire Diaries is named Caroline. Caroline Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie books is the mom of the main character, and I definitely think of the song Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. That alone makes me absolutely adore this name. This name has always been within the top 300 girl names in the US and has been in the top 100 girl names since 1994. This is one of those names I think is really refreshing and unexpected in the middle name spot. The first Caroline alternative I have is Coraline. This is the French form of the word corallium, which means coral, of course. There was a 2002 book written by Neil Gaiman called Coraline, and it was made into a movie in 2009 where Dakota Fanning played Coraline. Coraline Audrey is the name of one of the daughters of this wonderful namer who has 9 children with beautiful names. I'm so impressed that she used that name. And yeah, I absolutely adore this name so much. I would love to see it used more. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in the year 2012 and is now ranked at 630 and rising, which makes me so happy. I think someone who likes Caroline might like Coraline for that similar look and sound. My next Caroline alternative I have is Carolyn. This is an English form of Carl, which means free man again. Carolyn Jones is the original actress who played Morticia Addams from the Addams Family. There's an actress named Carolyn Hennessy from the show General Hospital, and a Law & Order actress named Carolyn McCormick. Carolyn Lawrence is a voice actress who does the voice of Sandy the Squirrel from SpongeBob SquarePants, and Carolyn Keene is the pseudonym of the author who wrote all of the Nancy Drew books. Names ending in LYN are very in for girls right now. I think this name totally needs to be used more, and I've always had a soft spot for it. It just has a very sweet sound to me. This has always been within the top 1,000 girl names, was in the top 100 girl names from 1927 through 1970, and was even ranked at number 10 one year in the 40s, and it's now ranked at 742 and going down in popularity. I think someone who likes Caroline might like Caroline for that similar look and sound, and of course they have the same meaning. The last Caroline alternative I have is Carolina or Carolina. This is a Latin feminine form of Carl again, which means free man. This is of course the name of 2 states in the US, North Carolina and South Carolina, and can be spelled with a K as well. There is a beautiful Spanish actress named Carolina Bang, and there's a fashion designer named Carolina Herrera. James Taylor also has a beautiful haunting song called Carolina on My Mind. This has always been in the top 1,000 girl names and is now ranked at 407. I think someone who likes Caroline might like Carolina or Carolina because they're only one letter apart in their spelling and pronunciation and have the same meaning. At number 57 in the US in the year 2014 was the name Annabelle with this spelling. With this spelling, it is a smush of the names Anna and Belle, which means gracious beauty. In 2014, there was a horror film that came out with this name. There's actually an actress named Annabelle Wallis who was in that film, and an English actress named Annabelle Apsian. There is a beautiful song called For Annabelle that is by the band called The Band of Horses, and there are actually 5 spellings of this in the top 1,000 girl names right now, so it is extremely popular. This was in the top 1,000 girl names through 1950, re-entered in 1995, and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2012. One plus about the name Annabelle is that there are loads of nickname options for it. My first Annabelle alternative I have is Annabella. This is of course a smush of the names Anna and Bella, which again means gracious beauty. In the early 1900s there was an actress who went by just Annabella, and there is a current actress named Annabella Sciorra. Actor Cella Ward has a daughter named Annabella as well. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in 2001 and is now ranked at 256, so it is being used. And I think someone who likes Annabelle might like Annabella because they're only one letter apart, they have the same meaning, and Annabelle can even be a nickname for Annabella. My next Annabelle alternative I have is Corabelle. This again is just a smush of the names Cora and Belle, which means beautiful maiden together. I really love that. There is a Lake Corabelle in Minnesota, otherwise it is extremely rare, but I think it's absolutely lovely, and like Annabelle has lots of nickname options as well. And Cora on its own is rising in popularity, so that might make this name appeal to a lot of namers right now. And again, I think someone who likes Annabelle might like Corabelle for its similar sound. And my last Annabelle alternative I have is Amabelle. This is a Latin name that means lovable. I love that name meaning so much. There's a short story by author H.H. Munro called Amabelle, and there is a children's book called The Ant and Amabelle by author E. Nesbitt. This name is totally underused and is seen more often by its pet form Mabel, M-A-B-E-L. I think someone likes Annabelle might like Amabelle for that similar look and sound. And my last name for this video at number 56 in the year 2014 was the name Payton. Peyton is an English name that means soldier's town. There are actually 2 rising young actresses right now named Peyton List, believe it or not. And there is a character from One Tree Hill named Peyton Sawyer, and Kevin Federline has a daughter named Peyton. I actually really strongly associate this name with football between Peyton Manning and Walter Payton, and I really think this is a masculine name because it's also similar to other male names like Clayton. It is currently ranked at number 210 for boys, so it is quite popular for boys as well. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in the year 1992 and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2008. This is another name I see with loads of spellings, so if you add those spellings together, it does make it much more popular than it even is now. The first Peyton alternative I have is Patience. Patience is an English name that of course means even-tempered care. There is a Patience Phillips in Catwoman, that's actually her real name in those films, and there is a Patience in Shakespeare's Henry VIII. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in 1994 and is currently ranked at 988. I know a wonderful little girl named Patience, and I would totally use it if I did already know that little girl. And I think someone who likes Peyton might like Patience for that very similar sound. My next Peyton alternative I have is Petra. This is a feminine form of Peter that means rock. Petra Arcadian is the name of one of the main characters from the Ender's Game books, and there's a famous ancient archaeological site in Jordan called Petra. There's also a beautiful supermodel named Petra Nemkova. This is a name I absolutely adore that goes in and out of my top girl combos over the years, and this was the top 1,000 girl names through 1970, but it's not right now, so it's very underused, and I think someone who likes Peyton might like Petra for that similar sound. And my last name for this video and my last Peyton alternative is definitely going to be a brave choice, but I think it's super cool, and that is Pompeii. This is of course a place name of the tragic place that was destroyed by a volcano, and it comes from the Latin word for 5. I think this name might appeal to some people because there is a really popular song by the band Bastille called Pompeii, and a film called Pompeii based off of that story that came out a few years ago. If you like the sound of it, but maybe you want something more feminine sounding, you could also go with Pompeia, which is the name of one of the wives of Julius Caesar. Very, very cool. I think someone who likes Peyton might like Pompeii because they're both 2 syllables and have that pay sound in it. That is all for this video. Please let me know what your favorites of the alternatives I listed were in the comments below and any others you like for these names, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!